it's Kayla, and today I wanted to talk about the movie Bird Box and the Bird Box challenges that people have been doing. So I just wanted to give my opinion as a blind person, someone who is doing the Bird Box challenge every day of my life because I have been naturally blindfolded by life. And if you're new to my channel, yes, I am legally blind. Don't let my glasses fool you. I really cannot see very much at all. If you want to learn more about that, you can check out my other videos. But anyways, so if you don't know what Bird Box is, it's a movie on Netflix. By the way, it does have audio description for you blind peeps, so you will be able to watch it. But essentially, it's a movie where there are these scary creatures, and if you look at them, you die. So in order for the characters in the movie to survive and not die by looking at the scary monsters, they blindfold themselves. That's pretty much the gist of it. And people are losing their minds over this movie. It has become like a social media phenomenon. There's like a bunch of memes, which since I'm blind, I can't see them. I don't know what the memes are, but I know that there is a lot of them. And I watched the movie. I thought it was okay. It definitely wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, people are acting like it is. But I'm not here to talk about the movie necessarily, but more people's reactions to it. So people have been saying things like, I just watched Bird Box and oh my gosh, I can't imagine doing things without sight. It must be so hard to live life blindfolded. This movie is crazy. And I'm like, hello? Have you ever heard of blind people? Like, this is not a new concept. Blind people have been living life without sight since the beginning of time. And there seems to be kind of this complete lack of awareness of blind people and blindness when people are commenting on this movie and talking about just living life blindfolded. It's like they're not even aware that blindness is a real thing and that blind people actually exist. I think this movie had the potential to bring about awareness of blindness, but I don't think that really happened because people aren't seeming to make the connection between watching the movie and say, wow, that looks really difficult. Now I know what it's like for blind people. It's like that connection is not being made. People are really not taking the opportunity to understand blindness. Which brings me now to talk about these Bird Box challenges. So what people are doing is they are blindfolding themselves and doing everyday tasks and filming videos. And again, there seems to be a complete lack of awareness about blindness because in these challenges, if you watch some of them, people will say, oh, I just watched the movie Bird Box and I was like, wow, it must be so hard to have to live life blindfolded. Again, hello, blind people exist. You know, it's called the Bird Box Challenge. No one is calling it the Blind Challenge or the Blindfolded Challenge. It's just, to them, this is something they saw in a movie, and that's all there is. And it doesn't seem to be occurring to them that there are people who live their lives like this every day, and they don't get to take their blindfold off at the end of the video. And not to mention that some of the things they are doing is kind of dangerous. If you've never cooked on the stovetop without sight before, you know, there's a good chance that you could burn yourself. If you're walking around outside blindfolded, you could definitely hurt yourself. And I really hope people aren't trying to drive blindfolded. That was a very unrealistic scene in the movie. There is a reason why it's illegal for blind people to drive. So, you know, people aren't doing this to experience what it's like to be blind or to, you know, gain more understanding of blindness. They're doing it for fun. It's a game to them. It's funny. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a total stick in the mud. I think if someone wants to make a goofy video and have fun while blindfolded and doing it safely, I think that's fine. I'm not offended by that. I'm just a little sad at the lack of awareness that they have that this is real life for some people. And I think if someone were to do this challenge because they really did want to experience what it's like to be blind and, gain understanding about blindness, I think that is a great intention, and I think that's really great if someone wants to understand more about it, but I don't think this is necessarily the best way to do it. So most blind people have been blind for a long time, and we have, received training, we've developed skills, we have adapted to doing things without vision. We're used to it. But if a sighted person just slaps on a blindfold and they try to, walk around outside or pour a bowl of cereal or make a grilled cheese, they don't have those skills and they haven't adapted to doing things without sight, and they're probably not going to be very successful at these activities. So then what can happen is it can actually reinforce the stereotypes that people have, that blind people are incapable and they can't do anything by themselves because they put on this blindfold and they try to cook a grilled cheese and they can't do it. So they're like, oh my gosh, this is impossible. Obviously, blind people can't cook, but we can because we're used to it. So it's just not really a very accurate representation of what it's like to be blind. If you're really interested in gaining insight and understanding about what it's like to be blind, I think a lot more constructive way to do that is to just listen to blind people talk about what it's like to be blind. I have a lot of videos on my channel about my life in being blind. You can watch those. There are a lot of other visually impaired and blind YouTubers, and you can watch their videos, and I think that's a lot better way to learn about what it's like to be blind than just putting on a blindfold. So that's about all I have to say about this topic. I do want to clarify, this is my personal opinion. I don't speak for every blind person because we are all individuals and have our own opinions. There will be some people who agree with me and some people who don't, and that's fine. I would love for you guys to leave me your comments below with your opinions about Bird Box and the Bird Box challenges and how that relates to blindness. I'd love to hear from you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with new videos that I'm posting, and I will see you guys next time.